The restaurant buzzed with soft music and gentle chatter. A white waitress named Claire moved briskly between tables, her smile polished but not always sincere. When the door opened and a tall black man in a simple shirt walked in, she glanced at him quickly, assuming he wasn't the finding type. He looked around and politely asked for a table for one. Claire hesitated before leading him to a small corner table near the back, even though there were better seats available. "This one should be fine for you," she said casually, forcing a smile. The man nodded, not wanting to cause a scene. "Thank you," he said calmly, placing his leather briefcase beside his chair. As he sat down, Claire whispered to another waitress, "He's probably just here for something cheap. I'll make it quick." When she returned to take his order, she spoke in a slightly patronizing tone. "We have some affordable lunch options today if you're looking for something simple." The man looked up, smiled, and said, "Actually, I'll take the chef's special, and please bring your best red wine." Claire blinked in surprise. "Oh sure," she replied awkwardly, quickly jotting it down. As she walked away, she muttered, "That'll be an expensive mistake." From a nearby table, an older couple overheard her comment and frowned. The wife whispered, "That wasn't very nice." Claire ignored it and continued serving others, occasionally glancing at the man as he quietly checked his phone. A few minutes later, the restaurant manager, David, walked in. He spotted the man instantly, his eyes lighting up in recognition. "Mr. Carter," he exclaimed warmly, rushing over. "We didn't know you'd be dining with us today." Claire froze mid-step, her face draining of color. "Mr. Carter," she thought. David continued, "Everyone, please welcome Mr. James Carter, the new majority investor in our restaurant group." The entire staff turned to look. Claire's tray trembled in her hands. She had just judged and belittled the man who owned part of the restaurant she worked in. James smiled humbly and stood to shake David's hand. "I just wanted to experience the place, like any customer would," he said. "It's how you really learn." David chuckled. "Always down to earth, I see. Please, let us treat you properly." "Claire, did you take good care of him?" Claire swallowed hard, her voice barely steady. "Why yes, sir, of course." James looked at her with calm eyes, not angry, just observant. "She's been efficient," he said with a small smile, his tone kind but meaningful. As he ate, the mood in the restaurant shifted. Claire felt the weight of embarrassment crush her pride. She kept replaying her earlier words in her mind. Affordable lunch options. Cheap. Every time she passed his table, she avoided his eyes. After finishing his meal, James asked to speak with the manager privately. Claire assumed she was about to lose her job. Tears welled up as she stood by the counter, dreading what would come next. But when James and David returned, James looked at her and said softly, "You've got potential, Claire, but potential means nothing without respect for every customer." She nodded, ashamed. "You're right, sir. I made a mistake. I judged you without knowing you." James smiled gently. "We all make mistakes. What matters is whether we learn from them." Before leaving, he handed her a small envelope. Inside was a handwritten note that said, "For your training, learn to see people for who they are, not what they look like," and a $500 tip. Claire's eyes filled with tears. "Sir, I can't accept this." "You can," James replied kindly, "because I believe you'll do better next time." As he walked out, the entire restaurant was silent. Claire watched him leave, feeling both humbled and inspired. That day, she promised herself she would never judge anyone again. Later that evening, as she cleaned up the dining area, she saw James's empty wine glass on the table, the faint red ring at the bottom, glistening under the light. It was a quiet reminder that respect costs nothing, but means everything. We are all equal as human beings. You never know who you're speaking to, so treat everyone with respect.